Hey everybody, Debo here, bringing you Lost Ark Bard Life number 2, where I talk about everything that's been going on in my progression of leveling my Bard from base level 1 to the end game of Lost Ark, and then trying to gear it on up. Hope you guys had a good holidays, Happy New Year's. Of course, if you guys like the videos and stuff like that and want to see more updates, you can follow me on all my social media platforms in the bottom left hand corner. You can also hit that like and subscribe button, and also hit that little bell notification so you guys know whenever I post a new video. But anyways, we're just going to go ahead and get into it. Anywho, man, so I've been progressing with the Bard pretty well. The last video I made, I was able to get through levels 1 through 40. And then after I got through 1 through 40, usually around 40-ish, 43, 44, depending. When you get past that first continent, then they set you on the open sea, which is one of the major things of Lost Ark. And that's why when you log onto the logout screen, you'll see like yourself on a giant boat. So we sailed around, hit up the first island. Starts with a T. I don't really know all the islands' names and stuff like that, but it's an island where you have to help serve a bunch of the little munchkins, I call them, little midget guys, little creatures, fairies, whatever you want to call them. And that's where you basically turn in all your Moko seeds. If you play the game, you know what that is. But anyways, so I was able to get through that continent. I was able to pick up the second arc, because on the first continent, of course, I already picked the first one. Picked up my second arc, moved on to the next area, and was able to finish that up as well. I was basically in Lost Ark right now. For the main story quest, you gotta get 4 out of 7 arcs, because that's all there is available in the game. Usually that puts you directly into the end game. So the first arc went very smoothly, went pretty quick. I'd say I probably could get through the first. I'd say the first region takes 2 days, in all honesty, if you're playing casually. If you play non-stop, you probably might be able to get it done with 20 hours. I don't know, it might be a lot quicker too. It depends on how quick you get the quest done, but you get the idea. So the first arc that you get on the first island, usually in about 40 to 44, depending on how many quests you do with side quests and stuff like that. I would advise to do all side quests until you're max level. And then after that, you know, they split you onto the island. I got to the second arc area, was able to complete that within a day. That was no problems. Same thing with the third one. The third one, I was actually able to get it done very quickly as well. It's very straightforward. And then after the third arc, you end up going to Burn, which is going to be the major city you're going to end up sending your life in, spamming out for all different types of dungeon and raids, because that's where all the higher level players are. And I'm trying to think now. And then after that, you end up going to the last area, which is the ice area. That's pretty straightforward. By the time you get there, you don't really have to do any of the side quests. I mean, you can, but I don't really worry about that. Blazed through all that content, and then I was actually able to start sailing for the Harmony set. Just so you guys know, the whole plan of this character was to level it from 1 to 50. Doing as many side quests as we can until level 50, and then at that point we just do main scenario quests. And then just save all our money and save all the currency. Don't craft anything stupid, and just basically play the game until we get to the in-game content. That was the first step. Accomplished that, so that was pretty smooth and pretty cool, and I had a nice little nest egg of money and supplies and materials and everything like that, and all was good. The second step is to get the item level 280 Harmony set, which is basically by going through all the different items and sailing across all the different little places and acquiring these things called Heart of the Islands. You need 8 Heart of the Islands in order to get the full set. You can get a lot more hearts. I know when you get up to 15 hearts, you can progress to the west side of the world and sail all the different islands there, which is pretty cool. I'm not that type of person to progress through the heart system, because I'm just doing it basically just to get the base level set, because that helps you get into the in-game content and start raiding. So I did that. That took me about, I'm trying to think, man. I'd like to say a whole day. Probably about a whole day, because the hearts take a while to do, man, and it's not tedious, but if you know the correct sailing path, I heard people get it done in 2.5 hours. But see, with me though, when I look through the guide or the translations of which islands to hit, I just go to the island and I'll finish the whole quest line, get the heart, and then go to the next one. Technically, you're supposed to like go like to the first island and the second island and the third island, so because all the places you're gonna need to go around to complete those quests will bounce you around the same places. So while you're getting all the multiple quests, you pick them all up at once. But like I said, by the time it comes out to the NA version, or when I make my 3rd or 4th character, I'm pretty sure I'll get it down to a way where I can cut down the time. But it took me about like 7 hours, you know. So collected all the hearts, everything went really well. Was pretty happy about that. And the next thing was, I'm trying to think here. It was from the hearts, and then basically getting all of them and then collecting the whole gear set. So after I collected the gear set, I looked at everything that I had. I was quite happy. I learned from my mistakes last time was to only upgrade 2 pieces of the Harmony set. You can probably upgrade pretty much most of the pieces to item level 300, which will put you at a good item level of 285 easily, but you don't want to do that because you're going to hurt yourself in the long run. So what I did is, because I learned from my previous mistakes, upgraded only 2 of the pieces. I got 1 to 320, 1 to 300, that bumps up my item level, plus the rest of my pieces are 280, and altogether that ended up averaging out to be like 285. So instead of starting at the item level 250 dungeon of the Chaos Dungeon, I started at the level 285, which is fantastic. Already picked up a couple pieces. Most of my jewelry is pretty solid. I was able to actually pick up the 2 pieces of jewelry, the earring and the ring from the Burn Town that has an item level requirement of 280. I was able to get both of those. Both of them are item level 285. I had more than 20k Lupia seals, or whatever they call them, little crystals. So that worked out pretty well. And then I started working on my dailies because I'm pretty much locked behind the acraniums. I think that's what they're called, the little purple crystals that allow you to upgrade all equipment. Those pretty much determine how fast you can upgrade everything. If you had an endless supply of those things, man, you can easily progress through the game real fast. But you don't get them like that. You get 6 a week from weeklies. Or I'm trying to think here. You get 6 of them. Yeah, you get 6. Because you're going to need to pick 2, or you're going to pick 3 of the weeklies out of the list. And each of the weeklies gives 2 of them. So you get 6 pieces from that. You get 1 a day if you're lucky to get to if you get the bonus little coupon to run the material Chaos Dungeon. So basically, you get like 13 a week. 6 from the weekly, 7 if you get 1 every day. And then of course on top of that, you're trying to buy them whenever they show up in the special shop on the item shop. There's just like 1 NPC that sells special items on the item shop. You can buy the crystals. On the condition is, though, you have to buy them when that person has it. It's not always permanent. You can only buy 1 at a time, so you can get an extra 1 there. And I do believe some of the dailies actually allow you to get a chance to get an extra 1 a day. And that's pretty much what slows down the early game progression. So, you know, I was able to get the item level 320 gear, the 300. So I got 2 of my pieces upgraded there. Got some other nice things. I'm sitting, I think, at 291 item level. Pretty happy about that. And then now I'm just getting to the point of actually playing the raids and stuff. And let me tell you, man, it's a big culture shock coming from a summoner class, damage dealer, to playing like a more supportive class. I kind of find as playing as a bard, my major focuses is to keep my buffs up on the party and then also debuff the monster, not necessarily do damage. And I'm going to have to get better at dodging stuff and mechanics. I do have a good amount of supplies inside my storage, so we'll see how that goes. And that's really about it. Making sure I run my dungeons every day. Make sure that I can knock out some of the raids and stuff like that. And naturally progress up my character. I think I'll be 305 by the end of the week. I should. It shouldn't be too hard to hit that. And then hopefully I can get some good farming groups on the 3rd raid boss. Well, the 3rd raid boss I don't want it because he's annoying, but I need to do him. I don't think until I get to item level 300, 310 that anybody will want me for the 4th raid boss. But that's the idea. Spam the 4th and the 3rd raid boss, get a good amount of jewelry. And I start making my way up to the item level 325, because then we can start progressing onward. So our plan's pretty good. We knocked out the early game. We got through the islands, finished the main story quest. We got the Harmony set, upgrading the pieces like we're supposed to, and we're making the push for item level 325. Once we make the item level push to 325, then we can kill the first raid boss in the next tier of progression, and then get our item level 340 set. And then that's pretty much about it. And then, at that point, we'll be in new territory because I've never gotten to that item level before, but it shouldn't be too hard. In closing, I have to say I'm pretty happy at the rate and the speed in which I was able to get this bard up and get it geared up quickly because I know a lot more about the system. So hopefully when we make our 3rd character, which will be another range class or something like that, maybe something that shoots bow and arrows or some shit, I don't know, I gotta figure out what I want to pick. I think things are going to go very well. Things are going to go very quick. I know how to get the Harmony set. I know how to make things go really quickly. And I know how to burn through the content to get to the end of the game stuff and start progressing onwards. I think this is going to be a lot easier when it releases to NA to do raids and setups and stuff. Right now, we're like foreigners in a Korean player base, and they really don't care for us in their parties, even though I think we play okay. But to be fair, we do play on a delayed milliseconds. Like, yeah, well, some points I was having like 285 milliseconds delay, which I can understand in certain raid fights. It makes it kind of difficult, but we're just gonna stay the course. I'll let you guys know how everything's gonna go in a couple days. I might make another Lost Ark video that talks about, you know, something else in the game. I don't know, maybe about the current state of balancing and tuning and progression. I don't know. I'll find a good topic to talk about. But, man, again, happy New Year. Hope you guys have a good week, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next Bard Life update. Take it easy.